subscribe? Darling Radio. Why you subscribe?
Wait. Somebody said we calling ICE on people. Hold on. I didn't call ICE on nobody. Hold on. This is she's Haitian. All right, hop on, Beauty and Aquarius. Hop on. Y'all don't be in the comment section just saying stuff. Beauty and Aquarius, hop on. I sent you an invite. Hop on, ma'am. There you go. Miss Beauty,
Yes.
did you say who's calling ICE on somebody who?
Yeah, a lot of Black Americans have been calling ICE on Caribbeans and Africans.
I haven't, so I haven't called ICE on nobody, but ICE was coming to get
I
somebody else.
never said specifically you, but
Right.
it has been happening.
Okay. Well, there's been a lot of stuff being done. A lot of Caribbeans have been doing undermining shit to foundational Black Americans, like your fellow Caribbean Candace Owens and others, and Winsome Sears, who's Caribbean like you.
How could you be foundational if you're African, if you are descendants of African slaves? There was never enslaved Black Americans in America. It was only enslaved Africans. You only became an American citizen with the 14th Amendment.
That's not
And
true.
with the administration.
That's not true.
Yeah, the 14th.
Slow it down. You're not gonna, man. What the hell are you talking about? Slow down. Let's unpack everything you're saying. You don't have to go fast. Let's unpack everything you're saying. Let's start from the beginning. You say, how can we be foundational when we're African slaves? What? Elaborate on that.
I said, how could you be foundational Black Americans if you're descendants of African slaves? That would mean you were never enslaved in America, but I know for a fact that there weren't any Black enslaved Americans. It was enslaved Africans who then after,
What?
let
What?
me finish. After slavery ended, while Reconstruction.
Ma'am, hold on. What are you talking about? Ma'am, there's
If you
not,
can
hold on.
finish my statement.
Because you're all over the place. It's not making sense. What you're saying ain't making no sense.
Well,
I have
listen
documents.
to
Man, listen to me. The word African is not on no documents in my family. The word African is nowhere.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
black, Negro, mulatto. Wasn't no African word nowhere on none of the documents. None.
Okay.
We didn't,
Okay. That
we didn't,
doesn't change anything.
yeah, but what you talking about then? They didn't
I'm
enslave them.
saying there wasn't, you can't call yourself foundational. That means you were here before Columbus, which is not true.
Wait. It is true. It is. There were
No,
black
it's
people here.
not.
Yes, it is.
There weren't any Black
Yes,
people
it was.
in North America
Yes, it was.
before.
Yeah, the thing about it, you lying don't change the reality.
You could look this up just
Yeah,
because
we have looked it up, ma'am. You lying doesn't. It's been very well
you
documented.
like it doesn't mean
And
it's
by the way, if we're African, then why are you calling yourself Haitian then?
I'm Black and I'm African and I'm of Haitian descent. Like,
Why don't y'all call yourself African Haitians?
we do call ourselves African. Haitians
No, you
definitely.
don't. No, you
I'm
don't. No, you
Haitian,
don't.
and
No, you don't.
Haitians do acknowledge our African ancestry.
I
That's
didn't
always.
say acknowledge. No, we acknowledge African genetics because everybody got African genetics. Haitians don't call themselves African Haitians. Why?
We don't say African Haitians. We say we're Haitian, but we have
Right, and
African.
we are right, and we're saying we're foundational Black Americans
And what would make you foundational? It would be
because we
we're
were
here.
here because we built the
You would have
United States. We built we built the United States, and we were citizens before the 14th Amendment. We were citizens, ma'am.
You weren't.
Ma'am,
That's
how
why
were we
the
able to vote? How were we able to vote in the 16 and 1700s?
reason why you were what?
Yeah,
How
we were
what?
able to vote. Yes, in order to vote, you had
You
to
said
be a
in the
citizen.
1600s?
Yeah, the 16, 17, and early 1800s. We were able to vote before the
How
14th
come?
Amendment.
But America wasn't America until
Right, that's
1776.
the 1700s, dear. That's the
Okay,
1700s. So why were we
okay.
able to vote then?
You You weren't able to vote because you weren't
We were
considered
able to vote.
citizens.
We were able to vote, dear. This is
You
what
have
I'm.
to be considered a citizen in order to vote.
We were able to vote in many
Okay,
cities.
because after Reconstruction, you had
This is
paying taxes.
why we were able to vote in the late 1700s and early 1800s in many
You're muting me, but
cities.
not allowing me to finish.
Because you're not going to talk over me, ma'am. Why we were able to vote, and you had to be a citizen to vote, so that proved we were citizens, right?
Exactly. You were able to vote because once you became a citizen with the 14th Amendment,
No,
then
before the 14th Amendment, ma'am, we were able to vote in many places before the 14th Amendment. You don't know what you're talking
no, you
about.
were not.
We what?
No, you were not.
Okay, okay, good. I'm not going. Okay, just you're not going to just sit here lying. All right. There you go. Yeah. If your response is just lying, okay, I ain't got nothing else to say to this lying tether. Family, y'all look up what I'm saying. I'm not going to sit here just with a dumb lying tether. Your response is, that ain't no. You ain't got no argument. Family, the late 1700s. I'm talking about when America was America. After 1776, but between 1776 and 1860, there were black people who were able to vote. Do y'all understand that? Look it up real quick. Y'all fact check it. There were black people, there were free black communities. Yeah, in order to vote, you had to be a citizen. We were citizens. You understand? Now, with the 14th Amendment, after that Dred Scott decision, what they tried to do was strip our citizenship away on a federal level, and we fought back against it. They were trying to strip the citizenship away. Y'all understand? And we said no. We stood on business and fought against that. Let's be very clear. Boy, this woman told all types of lies. She's like, yeah, it wasn't no black enslaved people here, only enslaved Africans. What the hell are you talking about? They weren't calling us Africans. It was Negro, black, and mulatto. The hell are you talking about? That woman just came in here. She thought she was going to just bust off a whole bunch of lies back to back. No, ma'am. You're not going to do that. No, we're going to slow walk this and unpack every lie. Yeah, New Jersey, they were able to vote in the late 1700s. Then she tried to lie, talking about, yeah, we call ourselves African Haitians. No, you don't. See, that's the problem with the tethers. The tethers, boy, with all that damn lying, they hate, yeah, the foundational is whooping their ass, but that term kicks them in their ass. Because, see, they need us, family, to be generic Africans. You're Haitian. You get to hold on to your unique identity, but we're not supposed to hold on to our unique identity. We are foundational. We are the only foundational group here. We are foundational Black Americans, and they hate that. They hate that. You understand? Because they cannot tether on to it. That's the reason why they hate it. That's they cannot remix it. They cannot flip it. Foundational Black American, that's a lineage. That is not an ideology. Let's reiterate this stuff. It's not about agreeing with the political stance. It's not about holding a certain worldview. It's not about having a specific attitude towards other groups. It's about being lineage descendant from Black people who were enslaved and freed in the United States before the 20th century. No amount of ideology, love, hate for other groups, nothing is going to change your ancestral lineage. You can't opt it out of your bloodline. It's baked in us. Only non-FBAs try to play this game where they try to rename us and make our lineage about an ideology. Talking about xenophobic, all that bullshit. That's them projecting their own insecurities. Your lineage ain't got no emotional requirement. You don't have to hate nobody. You don't have to feel a way about another group. None of that stuff. There's foundational black Americans who are Pan-African. There are foundational black Americans who are conservative. There's foundational black Americans who are liberal. There's foundational black Americans who are apolitical. There's foundational black Americans who are pro-immigrant. There's foundational black Americans who are married to immigrants. None of that changes your lineage, though. It has nothing to do with your damn lineage at all. Your lineage is your lineage. Yeah? And these people are upset because we are gatekeeping our lineage. We're not letting people come in, flip, and then bastardize and then disrespect our lineage. We're just not letting that happen no more. And us acknowledging our foundational black American lineage, that protects our cultural, historic, political identity from being erased and exploited and co-opted. If a Nigerian and a Haitian, you can gatekeep your culture without being called xenophobic, we're going to get that same goddamn respect. We're getting the same respect. Ain't that right, revenue? Oh, we didn't summon that damn tether. Oh, wait, did revenue say he don't want to associate with SNAP benefit FBAs? Oh, Lord. What kind of projection is that? So many of y'all tethers are on welfare and food stamps. If you don't get out of here, revenue, y'all be the first one up in the damn welfare line with your flip-flops on and damn Bammy crumbs dripping all on the damn floor. You don't get the hell out of here, revenue, if you don't stop. Hop on this camera, revenue, since you want to talk greasy in that comment section. Hop on that camera, revenue.
What's up, Tariq?
You hopping on camera, that's what's up. Hop on camera.
Why you want me to?
Hop on camera, because you act like a fed. We just want to make sure you ain't feding out. Hop on camera, revenue. Come on now. Hop on camera. That's the requirement. You can only talk if you get on camera.
How do I do it? I don't know how to do it.
Bro, I know you probably got a T-Mobile sidekick, but make that thing happen. Y'all tethers y'all know how to rig things. Rig it so the camera come on.
Nah, that's y'all. I don't.
Figure it out and call back, nigga. All right, you do that. You ain't gonna tether babble up here. All right, figure it out and you call back. Meet the goddess. What's up, goddess? Hop on, dear.
Hi, Tariq.
Hey, dear, hop on camera.
I am going to respectfully decline. I'm in a bonnet and a house dress.
Okay. Okay.
So,
If you look at toe up, that's okay. If you look
pardon?
if you look toe up, that's okay. Where you from, Miss Goddess?
My lineage is Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Carolinas, but I'm born and raised in Seattle, Washington.
Okay, so you're out there in Seattle now?
I am West
Okay.
Coast.
There you go. What's on your mind?
So the person who came up, the Jamaican woman, when she said something about Africans, and you were like, that's not on any of the birth certificates or information of my people, she said, why does that matter? And I wanted to tell her why that matters. That matters because if you look at certain, and I majored in African American history at the University of Washington and African diaspora, blah, blah, blah. So this is my field of academia. What do I want to say? So you would see these slave auction posters that would say things like now selling 11 Negroes and 4 Africans. And you have to ask yourself, if you're a critical thinker, why would they be saying Negroes and Africans if they're
Right.
all the same? And the answer is because they are not the same. Most of us, and I am on Ancestry.com, I pay $40 a month for that thing, Tariq. And I'm telling you, I have traced my lineage damn near back to the 1400s. Not everybody, most of my stuff stops in the 1600s, but my furthest is to the 1400s. I don't have a single person where it says African. I have a bunch of Negroes and white people and indigenous, whatever else. But the important thing to notice about Negro is that Negro is a reclassification for an indigenous American.
Right.
That is what Negro means. Yes, Negroes are black. We are racially black, just like the Australian Aborigine is racially black. But you're not going to go to the Australian Aborigine and say, hey, how come you don't call yourself an African Aborigine? They're from Australia. We've been black. We've been here. My people are Choctaw, and before they are Choctaw, Chickasaw, before they are Chickasaw, they are Washita. I have a bunch of Moors in my family where their last name is actually Moore. And we're these giant 6 foot something people. And before, or the Washita are a derivative from the Olmec. So you're sitting here trying to tell me I'm not an indigenous American when I'm telling you I know for a fact that is who I am. I do not negate African ancestry. We know Mansa Musa sailed here.
Yep.
We know that Abu Bakari, his brother, sailed here as well. We know that they didn't leave. We know there is African admixture in our lineage. But we are telling you, we are indigenous Americans. We are copper colored people. We are who Columbus wrote back to Elizabeth or whatever Queen of Spain. And he said, what in God's name are the people of the Queen of Sheba doing here? He was confused.
Yes,
He,
indeed.
so I just wanted to make it clear, like, these Siberians are not the only, native people here. I'm not
Right.
going to negate how long they've been here or how they feel about being native, but that's why they say native and not indigenous. And moreover, that is why you never hear Native Americans talking about slavery, because they're Siberian and because they came after us. Because the first people who were enslaved here were who? Native American. They were Aborigines, they were indigenous, and none of them have stories about who was enslaved. Whereas I just told you, my great great grandmother was a full blood Choctaw slave on a Ferguson plantation and another plantation called Plain Dealing. Like I said, I can trace my lineage back and prove I'm Michael Jackson's cousin and all kind of stuff. But you can't take this away from us. This is why we're foundational, because before there was a United States of America, before there were 13 colonies, before it was just the Carolinas and Virginia, we were already here. That's what makes us foundational. You
Yes.
have North and South America as continents. You don't have the United States until enslaved Negroes built a United States. That is foundational. That means here from the beginning.
Right.
Our ethnogenesis is here. We are an admixture from here that did not exist until now. So if you want to talk to us, to tell us to go, claim Africa, tell us to claim Europe too, because the average Negro is between 10 and 15% European. You're not telling us to go back to Europe. You're not telling us we're foundational Europeans and why don't you claim this and that. You're not going to the Brazilian and telling the Brazilian that, why aren't you saying you're African? They say they're from Brazil. It's enough. Whole time, Brazil is the blackest nation outside of Nigeria. There are more black people and Africans per capita in Brazil. Brazil is huge, but you're not going to them and trying to steal their ethnicity. You're only doing that to us. And that's why we say tether, because it's weird behavior. And it's weird because you don't do it to anybody else. You were trying to tell an African American, oh, you're this African slave from a ship. Plenty of those African slaves on ships went to Jamaica, went to Trinidad, Tobago, went to St. Croix, whatever island you want to talk about, the Bahamas. But you don't tell them they're Africans. If they say I'm Bahamian, that is sufficient for you. If they say I'm a Trini, that is sufficient for you. And it is. But when we say who we are, you get upset. And that is erasure. What else are we supposed to think about that? You're trying to erase us, and we don't want to be erased. Like I love you. Like I love, obviously if I've been to Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Zanzibar studying abroad in undergrad. I'm a former Pan-Africanist. And part of the reason I'm a former Pan-Africanist is because I saw what Africans and what Caribbeans really think of me in the grassroots level organization. And it was pitiful and it was traumatic. So that's all I have to say here. Thank you for letting me up. And also thank you for not making me open my camera.
It's all good. I hope everything is looking good over there. Be quick, sister. Respect for this sister. Hey, I just followed you, sister. This sister cooked. Thank you so much. Oh, she cooked. That sister cooked. She cooked. Oh, she cooked. Shout out to her. She cooked. Boy, that sister was hitting on all cylinders. Boy, she made so many good ass points. They only try to Africanize us. She made a point. They don't do that to Brazilians. You don't tell them to identify as Africa. You respect their ethnogenesis as Brazilians. You don't do that to Jamaicans. You don't do that to no other Caribbeans. You don't do that to yourself. Why, they only try to Africanize us to make us generic Africans. And the reason why they do that, they only do it for one reason. They can't, Africanizing the Brazilians, you can't extrapolate nothing from them. You can't really tether on to the Brazilians. So you just leave them be with their lineage. You can't tether on to Jamaicans. Let's keep it real. Let's just break this thing down. You can't really tether on to them. You're not going to get nothing. You can't tether on to Haitians. You're not going to get nothing out of it. But with us, by making us generic Africans, you can tether on to that. Well, I'm African too, so whatever those FBAs get, I get too. That's what that shit is about. It's resource co-opting. That's why they need us to be generic Africans so they can latch on to it. That's the only reason. That's the only reason, ladies and gentlemen. Foundational Black Americans, we are the most politically and economically empowered Black group in the diaspora, not even in the world. So we're targeted for Africanization because we hold the most political influence, media visibility, economic power, any other group globally. So the goal is to attach themselves to our legacy and redirect the momentum towards Pan-Africanism, and they leave all these other groups alone. See, these other people, they got clearly defined national identities. They got a culture, accent, all that stuff. So you're not going to rebrand them as generic Africans. Yeah? But they always want to come in here and try to control the narrative with us. And also they want to get in on that reparations claim. Because they know when the reparations come, I want y'all to really feel me on something. When the reparations come, when we get reparations, family, it's not if, it's when. The Tethers are terrified because of that. Because the Tethers understand something, family. The Candace Owens, these people, they know that the white supremacists use them as buffers. They know that they're weaponized against us. You understand? Like Revenue, this Tether in here whining. He's in there talking about we ain't gonna get reparations. Look, they don't. They want us to not get reparations. They are praying we don't get reparations, family. Because they understand once we get reparations, their buffer status is going to be obsolete. And the white supremacists are going to look at them as being useless. They're going to look at them as like, your job was to stop these Negroes. Your job was to get in there and stir up confusion. Your job was to get in there and undermine the reparations. That's why whenever we talk about reparations, it's a goddamn tether somewhere on a reparations board messing it up. Just like with Sheila Jackson Lee with HR 40. That's not, she's Jamaican, she was Jamaican, rest in peace, she died. That's not an accident that they always got some Caribbean tethers and all these people on some reparations board that's meant for us. They know these people are there to crash it out. They know this. They're put there to crash it out. Remember when they did that little jive-ass reparations hearing on national TV? Who did they have up there? Coleman Hughes, who's Puerto Rican, and Candace Owens, who's Caribbean, talking against it. Yeah, Byron Donalds, he's Caribbean. He's going around talking about, well, we shouldn't get it because other folks ain't going to be able to get it. Remember that Sambo Tether was on the Breakfast Club saying that? And they asked him, Charlemagne and those guys say, reparations, for people who are foundational Black Americans, it should be for them. He was like, yeah, I ain't with it. I'm against it because other folks ain't going to get it. Other Black people ain't going to be able to get it, so I ain't with it. They know what these tethers are doing. They're put up there to do that. That's why they are terrified of us getting reparations, because we're going to get it, and those tethers are going to be obsolete. But yeah, we've been here. We are literally foundational, and they hate that. They can sit here. We got too much evidence. There's way too much archaeological evidence, firsthand account evidence, DNA evidence, documented evidence of black people being on this land thousands of years. To think that there were not black people here, you got to be out of your damn mind. If there are black people, black skinned people with afros, all in Pacific Islands, all in remote places like Samoa. Have y'all been to Samoa? I've been to Samoa. You got dark skinned people with afros running around there. Fiji. You think people reached Fiji with dark skin and afros and didn't get here? This big ass landmass? Really? Come on. Yeah, I've been over to Fiji. These folks jet black with afros all through Melanesia, all through New Guinea. You think black skinned afro people in Asia, you go into the jungles of Asia, you see people look like African tribes over there who are straight Asian, straight up and down Asian. And I'm telling you what I saw. I ain't talking about what the hell I read. I'm saying what I saw. I went over to Malaysia and Thailand and went deep into those jungles and saw those negritos. I'm sitting up there looking at them. They looking at me like, damn, are we related? Your hair look like mine. In the Philippines, those negritos all up in the Philippines. They had them all in China and Japan. Those negritos. Some of the original Hawaiians, before they got mixed up, you go look at old images of some of those Hawaiians. Dude, stop. I've been down to Tahiti. You got people in Tahiti look like black folks in Harlem. Black skin with afros. And Tahiti is in the middle of nowhere in the Pacific Ocean. You think people didn't reach here? Really? Black skinned people didn't get here? Come on now. Let's be real. And again, all the European explorers, when they got here, they told you exactly what the people look like. They look like the Ethiopians, meaning African. They look like people in Africa. They kept saying that over and over again. Were they lying? That's not the argument if we are African or not. That's not the argument, PJ Sunshine. I'm talking about what we look like. I'm talking about the look. The look as far as a reference. That's what I'm talking about. When the Europeans got here, they said some of the Aboriginal people here look like Ethiopians. That means African. They look like the people in Africa. This is what they said. I'm just telling you what they said. All right? All right? Man. But we in here deep, boy. We are here hella deep. Shout out to everybody in here. Y'all throw some gifts up in here real quick. Everybody throw some gifts up in here. What is it? They ain't your people, though? How do you know who our people are? Hold on, who is that talking? I don't like folks in the comment. Y'all saying stuff in the comment, but you can't get up here and... All right, Slimy. Hold on, Slimy. Yeah, hop on in, Slimy. You saying stuff in the comments. Hold on. We're saying stuff in the comments. Hold on, Slimy. Let's talk about that. Hold on. Slimy, hop on in. All right. Slimy, hop on in, Slimy. Hold on, I can't see him now. Slimy, do a request to get on up here. Since you got a lot of stuff to say in the comments, hop on in. Mr. Slimy. Yeah, okay, we got this militia name.
That's my business page, bro. How'd you turn into a CIA agent from being a Pan-African, bro?
What you got the CIA against?
You're clearly, by the way, you might be happy about this, but you've been mentioning...
No, because y'all tethers say stuff and get debunked real quick and then run on to the next lie. So you about to do the whole lying tether thing? Are you going to do that, just sit here lying?
No, I'm about to tell you that they featured your work in the new Vince Staples show. You didn't know that? Episode 5 and 6.
What was it? What were they talking
They
about?
talked about buck breaking. So basically, he did an episode where he went to an old
Okay, okay, you're just talking. So you're in the UK. You're a tether in the UK. How long you been in the UK? How long you been in the UK, sir? And you sound the way you're lying. You sound like you're Nigerian.
2002, mate. Since 2002.
Okay, you're Nigerian, right?
No, I'm Zambian.
Zambian. You lie like a Nigerian. So do all of y'all just lie the same way? God damn. You lie like a goddamn Nigerian. Your style of lies, I can usually figure it out. So I believe you're
Bro,
Nigerian.
I just told you they mentioned buck breaking.
Okay, yeah, you just babbling and you're giggling like a hoe, like somebody's tickling your bussy with a they tickling your bussy with an ostrich feather. Okay, this ticklish tether. Okay, you doing the right to get him out of here. Okay, somebody's playing with his bussy. Okay, just a ticklish tether. All right, get the hell out of here. Oh Lord, I don't want to hear no lying ass tether right now. He ain't Zambian. He's Nigerian. His style of lies is Nigerian. Lord, good grief. Oh Lord, these tethers. Man. All right. Let me get some sisters in here. We got to clean up that moist energy. Y'all throw some gifts up in here. Everybody throw some gifts in here, if you will. Y'all want it to keep going? Throw some gifts in here. Let's get some gifts in here, family. Let me shout you out. The legendary Tethernator Princess, Nikki the God, the lovely Nikki the God. Miss Cameo, thank you for the gift. Lenora, thank you, dear. Brother Ty Powell, thank you. Mayat Order, thank you for those gifts. Carl Foster, thank you for the gift. The unanimous, I think, anti-hyena meat. American TX, The Rise, thank you. Mike P, thank you for the gift. Thank y'all. Bring those gifts up. Respect. Oh, we having great conversation in here. We're having great conversation in here. Let me see who we got. Let's see Miss Diamond. Let's see Miss Diamond in here. Let me get Diamond in here. I get a couple of more people in here. Miss Diamond,
Yep, I'm here.
how you doing, beloved?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
What's on your mind, dear?
Well, I wanted to touch in on little Haitian baby, but my West Coast sister already tapped in and let her know what was up.
Oh,
I'm sick of it. I'm gonna be honest. These tethers, they be coming with it. They do.
oh yeah.
And one thing I will say is this too. I really don't like how our American government allow these tethers to represent us because of our same color. Like Ronald from Florida, like him, the congressman. He recently just did an interview saying that he don't feel like FBAs deserve reparations
Oh yeah.
because his family was immigrants. But what the hell they got to do with us?
Right. And you know what, sister? It's us. We sat up here and allowed it. We allowed these folks, and now we're rejecting it. And that's the good thing. Just like with Kamala Harris, they tried to wheel her out. See, we have to be complicit in it. We ain't complicit no more. We sent Kamala Harris ass packing. We let her know that no, we're good on your tethering. We don't want you to represent us. We don't want to hear about your greens in the bathtub and all that bullshit. We're standing on lineage business, and you're not of the lineage. So we sent her packing, and that's what we're doing now. We don't want all these other people misrepresenting us. It's a whole new day. Summer, hop on camera, Summer. Miss Summer? Miss Summer, are you in here? Miss Summer? All right, Miss Summer, let me get you out since you ain't saying nothing. I'm going to get Aries Bunny in here.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey.
Aries.
Hey.
Hop on camera, dear.
Oh Lord.
Let's see
Okay.
let's see what's going on real quick.
Well, coming from work.
Cool.
Um,
Yes, ma'am. There you
I
go. Oh, there you go. What's up,
don't
Miss
know.
Miss Aries? What's going on with you, dear?
Not much. Just chilling. What's up?
What city you in?
I'm in Dallas, Texas.
How's everything out there in Dallas?
It's going.
Well, it's going, it's going.
It's
So what's on
going.
so what's on your mind, dear?
Nothing. I was really trying to comment on what the other lady was saying, but then she clicked out. So I
Okay,
really didn't get to hear what all she was saying.
okay, okay. Yeah, we'll just talk. Yeah, you're just talking about just being tired of all the tethering and all that stuff. Now, how long you been in Dallas, by the way?
Well, I'm born and raised here.
Oh, cool. Okay, so you're not a transplant. You've been there all your life.
Mm-mm. No, I've been here all my life. Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. What's some of the good eating spots out there in Dallas now?
Oh, well, the main places for me is like the mom and pop spots that don't nobody really know about. Of course, they have the big spots and all that, like they do everywhere. But like, if you go to a corner store, you can find some of the best food there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like that in New Orleans too. It's like that. Thank you, dear. Thank you for the call. Yeah, New Orleans. Some of the best food is at them little hole in the wall corner stores. Love it. Kendria, Kendria, yo, Kendria. Okay, Kendria ain't saying nothing. All right. We're gonna shut this thing on down then. All right, we've been here chopping it up for a long time. Respect everybody, but we got a lot of folks in here. Respect to everybody, man. Respect everybody. Listen, family, go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com. Get your tickets to join me next Saturday, November 15th, at the Hidden History Museum. We have the hilarious Harvest Hangout. We got a lot of great comedians, great food, catered by the legendary Chef Marilyn out here in Los Angeles. Great music, great drinks. It's going to be fly. Join us, hiddenhistorymuseum.com, hiddenhistorymuseum.com. Go there now and also get your Rootwork deodorant at rootworkstyle.com. All right, I'm up out of here. Y'all be good. Papi Akute, Lola Vuve to the family. Peace.
Hi, I'm Mateo. Do you want to learn about Hidden Heroes? Hidden Heroes from A to Z is a cool book that tells the stories of amazing black heroes you might not know about. You'll meet inventors, you'll meet explorers, and leaders who change the world. It's fun, inspiring, and you can learn so much. Get your copy now at hiddenhistorymuseum.com. Let's discover our hidden heroes together.